Two major road projects are underway this summer to enhance pedestrian safety. Before finalizing the improvement plans, the Department of Public Works sought feedback from residents in the affected neighborhoods. Here's a summary of the update DPW Director Karis Lustig shared at the Select Board meeting on Tuesday, May 28th.
On Brewster Drive, improvements will aim to narrow the intersection and increase pervious surface to facilitate stormwater capture.
This is an intersection that was already on our paving list. And so in evaluating this, and this is sort of part of our complete streets policy that we have, that every time we look at a project, we want to see at that time while we're doing work, what are the gains that you can make in the project as far as walkability and multimodal. We're also looking at trying to add more permeable surface, if at all possible, and tighten up intersections for complete streets compliance. When you have a big open intersection, people tend not to be channelized. They tend to go faster. And so tightening up intersections tends to have a positive impact on speeds. So we are going to continue having conversations about what we can do in the area where we're adding a significant amount of pervious surface, what type of coverings we can put in, or how we can kind of differentiate and distinguish that from the home itself.
Several traffic calming measures will be implemented on Webster Street between Kingsbury and West Street, including the installation of 2 raised sidewalks near the high school driveways and addition of painted shoulder lines to narrow the vehicle lane from 12 feet to 10.5 feet. Select Board members briefly discussed whether there should be a crosswalk across Webster Street from Brookline Street.
I remember when we had the neighborhood meeting, many people were crossing at that location. I think it's just a natural place to cross. And if people are crossing there, I want to make it safe. And I know there's like the argument, like, you know, how do you induce people to do things differently versus when do you accept people's behavior and make that behavior safe?
Driving down that strip, it's a game of Frogger already, and adding another crosswalk just feels really nerve-wracking. Like it feels overstimulating for a driver to get through there.
I would also add that it's a paint application as opposed to something that's more permanent. So it's not like it's sometimes easier to not put it in and add it in later than it is to take away something that's already there. It doesn't preclude the opportunity in the future if needed.
Additional measures include adding painted buffers, referred to as torpedo islands by department staff.
If they're successful, we may come back with a proposal later on that has something more permanent or more three-dimensional for traffic calming.
And this is something else that came out of the neighborhood meeting. One of the concerns was that if we were going to choke that area down before the high school, that the approaches on both sides would become speed areas because people are frustrated. Now they want to gain that back. So what we did is we asked our consultant to go back and take a look at doing these torpedo islands in the pavement marking. So by doing this, it'll visually narrow those lanes down as well and visually force people to slow down.